Hi all, this is Carmen, and in this video I want to show you a journal that I've made. I was working on it for quite a while. I'm a very slow crafter, and I have to rethink everything I'm doing, and I put it on the side for a while and started it again with the project, I think 2 weeks ago. And I finished it. Yay! So I'm going to show you what I've done. And it's very bulky, but I'm learning. So I know what I have to do the next time. Not make it that big. Okay. This is my journal. Look, it's thick. And what I did was, I don't know, yeah, it looks like corrugated paper, and it's from packaging from food. It's called in the Netherlands beschuit, and it's you can eat it as breakfast. It looks like toast, and yeah, I've used on top of there fabric from the Crafty Me shop from Esme. I will put the link in the description box below, and it's beautiful. I made this out of corrugated paper, vintage. I used vintage photo on there, and I stitched it, as you can see on the side. I stitched also the fabric along in there, so it looks like this. And this is the front, and on the front I used I printed this image that I sew it on the sides, and I used this fabric, music fabric, on the side that I sew with a stitch. And this is baker's paper. Well, it looks like vellum. I love it. I altered it and put it on there, and yeah, it looks like this. This is an applique also from Esme store. Nah, sometimes it's a show. It's cool. And she has a Facebook group, so you can join the Crafty Me shop, and once in 2 weeks she has a live sale. Most of the time it's on Friday, and you can join it. So yeah, put this button on here, and this button I've got from Nancy. So thank you, Nancy. I love the button. It's cool. She made it vintage and love it. On the side there's dangling a key, and I made this one on there, and this one that I like, it's a little hoop that I altered, and I love doing that. So that's that one, and you can open it on the side like this. So I'm going to show you what I've done. On the inside I use digital paper that I already also on the sides in there, and I made a pocket in here, and it's also with I think vintage dolly that I've got from Esme, and it says, when you love what you have everything you need. And this is a price card that I altered, and I got this from Loose, so thank you, Loose. And I put all these tiny things on there, make a cluster. And this is oh my god, this I have from Leonie, so thank you, Leonie. And in here I tucked an envelope that I made myself, digital, and over here I made a bingo. The bingo card is from, I think, the old Curiosity shop. Many ephemera is from there, but I put a flower image in here, so I made it my own digitals like this. And it's tucked behind there is this ephemera that I also altered. Yeah, I think it's also from the old Curiosity Shop. And I tea dyed or coffee dyed. No, this is tea dyed. The paper. I love that. And on this side, I also got, I think from the Curiosity Shop, the old Curiosity Shop, this library ephemera, and I put this flower on there and printed it. The back I also always print with this background, so it's not white. I love that. And this one I've made myself. That's a pocket on the Silhouette Cameo. I made this stamp on there, and I cut out the word journal and put some lace under there. And I use this one. This one you can use for journaling, and this one also on the back, and you can tuck it in there. This image, I don't know, I found it on Pinterest and I printed it. I put a little birdie on here and it says be happy, and I put this behind. This is also from the old Curiosity Shop, and I put this flower on there and a butterfly, and I love it this way, this butterfly on there. So it looks like that. And on this side I made a pocket. I put this girl on here on with the typewriter. This stick pin I have from Brigitta, so thank you Brigitta. And this is from Esme Shop. This is the same lace on as on the front of the journal. And this is from Leonie. I got this from her in a Happy Mail. And these also I altered, the same shop, and this is the one who is the same as this one, but this is with no digital image. So, and I love it. I love doing digital stuff. This is a pocket that Patrick made for me, and it has 1, 2, 3 pockets in there, and with the tiny postcard. It says our favorite day, our favorite time of the day. I stitch it on top. I put things I love on top of here, and I tucked in here a tag. In here there's ephemera. Under here this is a bag that I closed on this side and made a pocket on the side. And on the back I put the paper, so you can journal behind it, or just use this as journal for journaling on the back. And yeah, also the same from the Curiosity Shop, and the old Curiosity Shop, and I put digital flowers on there. I tucked it behind this postcard and this tiny ticket I've got from Cindy, so thank you Cindy, says Delight. On here we have again ephemera and space to write down. This is digital, and I made this tiny banner from fabric and with a tiny cluster on there to yeah, it's dangling over here. And this paper clip I got from somebody, and I don't know from whom, I'm sorry, but I love it. I put it on there. This is a trim from a color from Esme that I put in here, and from the Crafty Me shop. And this is a pocket that I've made. I punched it with the doily punch, put this paper clip on here, vintage paper clip, and also ephemera, the same. And I put also a flower on there. And I bought on AliExpress tiny envelopes. These are for tiny CD-ROMs, and I made it vintage with the oxide from Tim Holtz, and yeah, it looks like this. Put a butterfly on here. It says unforgettable. When you open it like this, you have a card and it says memories, made all with digital stuff. So that's that. And this is an envelope or a bag that I put in, and I stitched it on the side, put a butterfly on here. It says love, life, create, tell the story and repeat. And I put a tag in here that I've made. And I made a kit for the Freubel sissies. We had a gathering and we made a vintage pocket, filled pocket, loaded pocket. And this was part of it. And it's all stitched, and these are the dies from, oh my god, I don't know. I will come up with it later. And this is a cluster of lace that's stitched around, and put the butterfly on here. It says unforgettable. So, love that. We'll put it in later. Oh my god, I have to. Yeah. Okay, when you turn it, you have, I stitched the back over here, and I put this side, I did it like this, and put here over here some paper, and it says a butterfly, and then dot 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 memories, and you can write things down over here. In here you have a very tiny place to tuck something in. It says the tickets that I altered, and I put in here. Over here, oops, sorry, it's a tiny cluster. This is Prima marketing cards, and I put this on top of there, a stamp that I found on Pinterest and that I cut out and altered. And you can tuck this card under here, and you can tuck something in here. And these are tiny tickets that I altered and put it in here, like that. On the back there's a corner that I made a pocket, and put this trim on here with the inches, and put ephemera in here. And I all printed it on the back. And this is from the, I think, the DCWV paper. I don't know how the paper is called, but it's vintage paper. This envelope I've made myself. I put a digital image on there with the bird and flowers and stuff, and I made it like this, so you can use that. And this is the baked paper, and do you call it like that? I don't know. I stitched it because you can't glue anything on there. So I stitched it and made a pocket on the side. And this is a tiny cluster with laces, and put a butterfly on there and a filigrane. And this lace is also from Esme shop. It's beautiful. So I stitched it on the side so it will tuck out. And on the back, there's another pocket, and that I altered. I teared some paper and made it, I used on the edges vintage photo like this, and I put on the word memories, some lace behind it, and a tiny vintage feather on here on the clasp. I love it. Is that a clasp? Oh, whatever. And this is from the same kit as this one was, and I used it all in here. I made a tiny envelope. says journal, and this is some ephemera that I printed from Pinterest. This is without the flowers, printed ephemera, and on the side I use this image. It's from the Studio Light paper. Over here another pocket. I used again the doily punch from Martha Stewart. I put this image on here. I love that. A little bit sparkly. And I tucked these cards in here. This is Prima Marketing. And this is, I printed vellum and I stitched it all around, made it a little bit vintage and used a vintage photo. And I think the oxide and sprayed it and with water. I put this lace behind it. Under here is from Esme also. And this is a bag that I've used in here. And I printed 2 envelopes. And I put it in here. So I can use them. On the back, this image that I love. I found on Pinterest. And this is a glassine bag. These are tiny heart petals. And ephemera in here. And I altered it. And this is embossed. And I put lace on top of here. And I made this one myself. And I made it in a ticket. And put the word inspired on there. And this is a tiny clothespin. And I put a cluster on there. You can use in here. And then on the back I have again a tag that I've made, and these are also on the stitch on the side. I use some lace under there, and yeah, this is a pocket that I've made with paper and also beautiful lace from Esme shop. And oops, sorry, in the corner, this is beautiful. I love this. And on this side, this is what I like to make clusters. I use different papers on top of each other, made it, altered it, and yeah, layered it all crisscross on top of each other, and then stitched the whole thing. So I stitched this together, I stitched it over here, and this is trim that I've got from Marilyn in a few years ago. So thank you, Marilyn. And this is the word journal, and I used some roses and I stitched it all like this. And you have a pocket, then you make a cluster pocket. I don't know how it's called, but yeah, I love it. And I put this behind it. This is Patrick made this one for me, made it vintage, and I can use it in journals. And this is a stamp that I've got. It's from Studio Light. And on the back there's an image. I made this one. I stitched it on the side and I teared it on the side, make it vintage. Use the vintage photo or the walnut stain on the side. Put a rose on here. It's an old picture of a love couple. And you can tuck things in there. And this is also a ephemera that I've made myself. I used all kinds of images, and I think the one below is from the Old Curiosity Shop, and the others I don't know. I have them in my stash, and I use them digital and put it on top of each other, and then you get this. I love it. And on the back like this. So I tuck it in like this. This is a 3D image from an Action paper pad, and I put it on here. This is paper that I found on Pinterest that I've used. It's also a bag. I put in a glassine bag that I altered and used the Tim Holtz embossing folder, Carte Postale. I love that one. And on the back I have this image that I scanned from a photo postcard, and I made it digital better, and I love it. It's beautiful colors are there, and yeah. Quelques fleurs, un moment font oublier la absence. Yeah, I have to look that up what it means, but it's something with flowers and a moment to yeah, to admire them or something. And this one I've made this cluster with also, this is vellum paper that I altered with the girl on top of here. And this I put this applique on here and I stitched it all like this, over here. I put a butterfly on there and it tucked behind this one that I stamped, also a Studio Light stamp. And on this side I've made this cluster, and I used this trim. This trim is from Esme or not? Yeah, this is from Esme, and on top of there it's from Patricia. So thank you, Patricia. And this one I made a button card, and I put buttons on top of here. These are the buttons I got from Nadezhda. So thank you, Nadezhda. And I put this paper ephemera on here. And this is the last page, I think. Yes. I made a boo-boo on top of there, so I thought, okay, we'll do it upside down. And I asked the doily with the oxide and put a cluster on top of here, and then you have a pocket like this. Found paper on Pinterest like this, and sorry, I'm out of frame, and I put this in here. So, and this one you can tuck it in like this, so the other way around. And over here there's a journal, it says, and here there's an image, the below image I made myself. Used a doily that I scanned from my own stash, and this I had in my digital stash. This also, I put it all on top of each other. Put Sweet Moments on here and some music paper behind it, and I made a pocket and some trim under here. This is also from Leonie. Stitched it, and stitched also this lace from Esme. And I made this envelope. It says Inspired, Unforgettable, and Memories. And you can use for ephemera or other things in there for memories. And on the back, again, digital paper that I stitched all around on the inside of the corrugated cardstock. And this is my album. My first, yeah, it's not my first, but yeah, it feels like my real first one. But it's very thick, and okay, I'm still learning. I want to do different things. So, yeah. I'm busy with another one, making one with real photos from my family, and I'm really enjoying that one. Will take a while, but when it's ready, I will show you what I've done. And yeah, so if you have questions, just let me know. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.